I realize it's kind of fucked up. Like a couple of minutes before the event, you're like, the event organizer is like, "Hey, by the way, I chose you to play today." Like, oh, I wasn't informed. Shit. All right, bam. We have our first players in the lobby already, ready to go. So, I mean, heck.
Yeah, what's there to wait? We're straight on the schedule and we got the game, so I guess we're good to go.
We got Yvallos and Jelly itching to hit that go button. Let me hit this button for prediction. Man, straight into it. Okay. This is a week of a lot of big bodies on the horizon. We got I think 3 Potemkins, couple of Nagos, we got Gold Lewis. And right from the get-go, we got a Potemkin matchup here.
Yeah, it looks like we have some like characters that we haven't seen that many times on the FT7, like a couple of Angis too. We have some Giovanna. Nice. We got a nice good spread.
Alright, with the song Yvallos, Jelly, 2 players who are fairly new to Bounty Hunters, have had their debut match. And now this would be their second game, so let's see how it's gonna be. I think this matchup is like relatively even-ish, right?
It does feel like it, like Potemkin can like has some options against Anji that like no other people can like do as easily, like the Hamfall RC into like Buster through the like the Fuji spinner. Like it's pretty good option.
And at the same time, like Potemkin is not the most overbearing character when it comes to the cast. So, oh, nice hitting the parry there. Big reads coming out of Yvallos. First round.
Oh, nice and there. Not quite counter it.
Oh,
there we go with the Garudas. Oh, but fails the Buster, yeah.
I think for Jelly, Potemkin has been like a sort of a new project for a couple of weeks, so probably not gonna see all those Karabusters coming out clean in, you know, for example, in the situation where you get like a counter hit.
Yeah, like in Jelly, relatively new to like Guilty Gear Strife, like they haven't played like a ton of the games.
Oh, but here comes the Buster. One Buster away from ending the round again. Oh, but the second hit of the super. Yeah, that stays active for quite a while. And now chance for Yvallos to bring it back. Get the wall break, one more hit. Big hard read coming from Jelly. Oh, doesn't get killed.
Oh, but the parry again on the wake-up.
Yeah, that has been... I think Yvallos got pretty much both of those round victories and then some with the use of that super parry.
Yeah, like the parries are definitely something that you just have to like start to hard bait out if the opponent keeps doing them. Like it's pretty damaging, like it's a proper super, but then again it does have like quite a lot of like recovery that you can, like for example Buster with Potemkin, and that would be like a really good punish.
Yeah, command crab characters will have especially decent risk rewards for calling out that on wake up. But oh, parries the slide.
Just run up. Yeah, and on like the note of punishing the parry, like Potemkin actually has like a relatively safe OK if you do like really spaced meaty Garuda. You can still like recover and block the parry.
Yeah, that's also a very nice tool. But I mean, if you haven't done a lot of matchup specific labbing, you might not. Oh, nice! Goes for the Kararin for decent damage. Barely missing the follow-up here. Again, straight into the super. And Gacho gets enough damage, gets the wall break as well there, with a 50 scale damage at the end.
Yeah, it's surprisingly effective, like super.
it's a very good layer 1 for a lot of these situations, especially at like rookie levels, where people are not necessarily as concentrated on, you know, what the opponent is doing, more like trying to pilot still their own character for the most part.
Got the buster to the RC. Chooses to keep the corner.
Jelly looking to put herself on the board and gets it. 1-1 now. Yeah, towards the end there, Jelly was using a lot of reads that just don't care about some of those options from Anzi. Going for straight for the Buster, and like you said, the Garuda from space to distance, very good tools. Take the frame advantage after that blocked Mega Fist forward. Ooh, nice mash there.
I think it's a nice counter it.
And same again on their quote unquote. Oh! Didn't catch. Wasn't hitting the jump there. Garuda from very safe spacing. Jelly doesn't quite manage to convert into a big combo.
Just a little bit too early with the Buster.
Nice.
Good interrupt, yeah. And we got the classic, the Mega Fist in the Buster. Always catching people off guard.
Yeah, Jelly has been very active on that follow-up RPS after Hujin. A lot of the follow-ups, save for like for the low follow-up, are very slow. Yeah, again there. If Yvallos keeps going for those Rin overhead follow-ups, you can definitely press buttons in between. So then it falls on sort of ooh, okay. Wasn't committing there. So now all the meter for Yvallos gone. Big plus frames. Nice gets out of the sticky situation. Still a small chance for Yvallos to make this comeback.
Ooh, but gets caught by the reversal Gigantor.
Yeah, Gigantor very slow, but Yvallos didn't really make that a safe jump or anything.
Yeah, like you can safe jump it and like everything, like it is relatively slow on the startup, but then again, if you're a little bit newer to the game, like stuff like that tends to be a little bit harder and not always on your mind.
Now trying to go for the low follow-up, fishing for those frame traps.
Good poking, gets the counter, keeps the corner.
Ooh, that's big. She was probably baiting for the baiting the burst, but Yvallos chose to hold it for a very long time. The frame trap at the end there. Again, even if you don't manage to put together the most damaging combos in the world, Potemkin's still a very, very dangerous and damaging character of those single hits, even at lower levels.
Yeah, that's definitely one of like Potemkin's strength in this game, because like you really don't need anything fancy to do like a good amount of like damage with single hits, and if you can do like the basic things like the Garuda into Buster, that's already like near optimal. So it's very nice.
Yeah, it's been nice. Gets out of the Oki situation once again, and the big damage from Kacho, who gets it next that round. And Potemkin has pretty much in every single Guilty Gear game has been that like pretty decent character to pick up at the start if you want a lot of power level right off the get-go, but you do run into some troubles later when you need to sort of learn to play at certain ranges and stuff like that.
Yeah, speaking of, just like that, like just two Busters, that's like nearly all it takes to kill your opponent.
Yeah, and Buster in this game, so much damage.
Yeah, it's one of those weird things in this game, because Potemkin actually has like a lot of like guaranteed routes into it, like that hasn't been the case before, like those stagger counter hits and stuff like that. So it's if you get any hits in on the frame traps, like it's most likely gonna result in like a Buster, and then this happens.
Yeah, like even at very long ranges where you manage to land a Garuda, that Kara Buster gives you so much range to actually hit confirm into it.
Here we go, into the corner.
Nice, manages to build a little bit of extra safe net. Oh, this time.
Oh yeah. This time not a little bit too gun-ho with the parry.
I feel like Jelly has been picking up that habit of Yvallos using that super as a reversal most of the times when they are on the ground and have it. Again, nice interruption. Oh, hits it this time, but doesn't get
enough to kill.
Yeah, not the clean sequence. Oh, last pixel, who's it gonna be? Yvallos! Wait, was that Yvallos? Yes, it was.
Yes.
It looked quite funky, but able to land that air-to-air hit.
One of the few things that actually work against like Mega is just like trying to go over it and like attacking the opponent in the air.
Oh no, a little too far away. It just walks against the grab. Yeah, that's definitely something that you can do. I feel like that might have been a conscious decision to pressure like that from Jelly. She saw that Yvallos had the burst, really wanted to get it, and kept her spacing, kept using Garuda from safe spacing until Yvallos fired that burst from a spacing where that was not good.
Yeah. And Garuda is pretty good at like putting up the pressure on your opponent. Like if they can't really show any answers to it, like just doing Garuda over and over again, like after normal, that's kind of effective, even at like higher ranks.
Yvallos looking to push Jelly into the corner. Cash out. Ooh, barely misses the jump D, but gets the follow-up. No worries, sometimes you do drop it, but as long as you get that hard knockdown, you can transition into pressure afterwards. Ooh, very nice. The bar slash on landing there. I feel like that's historically been one of the like better options to deal with the jump D from Potemkin. Try to make it whiff and then catch Potemkin on landing instead of trying to challenge it head on.
Yeah, it's a little bit different in Strive like than usual, because before you could like do IPs and stuff like that to get the advantage and like then punish it, but in this game it doesn't quite work that way, so you just wanna make it whiff.
Oh my god, I felt like that was a really good read from Yvallos. The instant air dash past Garuda, but the hitbox was too large and ends up anti-airing.
Yeah, Yvallos was like just a couple of frames, a little bit too late with the air dash. And there we go with the buster.
That's a lot of damage. And now potentially one hit away if Jelly manages to get a throw.
And that's a buster. And there we go.
Was that actually a clean combo?
Yeah, you can pretty much always get the buster after the Garuda hit. It's guaranteed. Especially if you do the Gara buster, so you can like just zoom in from miles away.
Yeah, I wonder if I think Jelly hasn't been doing the Gara buster so far, instead opting to just like after the Garuda hit, walk forward a couple of steps and take a couple of steps forward and then use the buster. Is that always a thing? I guess it depends on distance.
If you get like a normal Garuda hit, then yeah, I think you can just walk up and do the buster. But if it's in a combo, then the opponent can do the quickest tech on the Garuda hit and just like jump away.
Yeah, and I think Yvallos has been hitting the gold escape quite often as far as I can see.
Yeah.
Reset into the overhead this time. Jelly not mashing out.
There we go again. Yeah, like these Garuda frame drops are like hitting, they're doing the work.
A strike throw. Yeah, that Jelly's so on top of that Hujin RPS. Like every single time. Oh, that I think that was the first low follow-up that Yvallos has actually been hitting. But it's like she's guessed right every single ring so far and jabbed out of it or 6-speed out of it.
Yeah, sorry, go on.
Yeah, the RS can be pretty tricky as well because you do need 50 meter to actually like make any solid threats as an Anji player, because unless you have that 50, you're not gonna get any damage out of that. What's the move called? The low follow-up.
Nagiha.
Yeah, Nagiha.
Yeah, and it's also one of those situations that like you have to have like a pretty damn good like spacing on the combo before the Nagiha, or otherwise you're gonna end up way too close and then the opponent can punish you. So it does require a little bit more practice, I guess. And since these players are a little bit newer, like it's gonna be hard to do that reliably at this stage.
Right. But Yvallos getting another round again with the use of Cudgel, who gets still a tool that we can fall back on. Very damaging super.
Well, I really like that Jelly is trying to use the far left to like control the airspace. Like it's a really good option since Yvallos is jumping somewhat lots at the moment. Ooh, it almost gets the buster, but just barely whiffs it, gets the classic praying move. Praying for those busters.
Oh, that same situation keeps occurring over and over. And also as a follow-up, Jelly has been using Gigantor to get out of the follow-up situation. You got a reversal super? I got one as well. Nice jump out. The Jelly stays tight on the defense once again, pushing Yvallos towards the corner. Ooh! Now Yvallos does have the meter, doesn't manage to get the low hit. Yeah, I wonder... Oh, that's so smart!
Oh yeah, nice BRC being safe on the air dash.
Again, are we gonna see...
Oh yeah.
Oh, just...
Yeah, like 6k in the guard. There is a gap, but you still have to be like on point and actually react it and press the button fast enough. Because if you're even a little bit slow, then you're gonna hit that like huge counter hit from the guard and you're most likely dead.
Yeah, how big is that gap anyway?
It should be like 10 frames.
All right, so then the far slash, I think. Wait, I'm pretty sure that Anji's far slash is 10 frames, but that.
I think a lot of the far slashes are like 12 frames, right? So it might be actually yeah like a little bit too slow.
Obviously, as a Soul player, I'm like, yeah, I have my 10 framer.
Ooh, whiffs the Meteoki, but luckily, like, Yvallos was also doing the parry, so it like all worked out for Jelly in the end.
And from the core, straight into the Gigantor. Ooh, was a little late there on the Gigantor this time. Sorry, the Garuda. Oh man, another really good instant air dash, but doesn't manage to hit the jump in. And now on the last pixel, this is also set point for Jelly.
Oh, right. It's already set point? Oh, I didn't even know this.
So no...
All the marbles.
No mistakes for Yvallos anymore. Oh my god, the trade there. And the reset into overhead. Yvallos still alive.
He's basically one move away from dying to chip too, so he needs to be really, really careful.
Ah, but the far range, far slash seals the deal for Jelly. With a character she has been on for, I think, up to 2 weeks now, max. But yeah, that was good stuff still. Basic good Potemkin tools. Use Buster, use Garuda, press buttons, anti-air. What else do you need?
Yeah, like overall, there was a lot of good things already. Just a little bit lack of like some of the more common options, like learning to do the Carabuster, which is kinda important. But if you're new, it's not like your game is gonna fall down and like crash and burn if you don't do it all the time. So
right,
it's all good at this point.
All right, coming up next, NKellyy Soul from Austria facing off against Mithrak, Giovanna from Finland. I think this is the first time Mithrak is featured on screen. Wait, first or second one? No, I think Mithrak played one match.
Man, I have such a bad name, but I think they have played one, Seth.
Let me actually use my cheat sheet. So yeah, they did have... Oh yeah, it was the Mithrak versus KS Gold Lewis. Couple of months ago? Yeah. And Mithrak came out victorious in that one, 6-4.
see, so we're coming back for more. And yeah, now we only need NKellyy on the lobby. I wonder if they're awake. Is this one of the players that you have not like informed yet, or like before the tournament?
No, that was not one of them. It was invalidvalue and Carlos that I forgot to inform in advance.
So next up we have like a matchup between Sol and Gear 1. Like I have no idea how this matchup goes. Like, have you played yet any like Gear 1s?
Yeah, I did play Geos a lot, especially during the first month. After that, they kind of disappeared. But yeah, this matchup, Sol and Geo, kind of similar characters. But the downside what makes this matchup a little tricky for Geo is that the characters are similar, but Sol just tends to have a little bit more in a lot of situations in multiple different aspects. But Geo is definitely not lacking too far behind. She has damage as well. She has great buttons at neutral, pretty great offense, decent pressure.
Yeah, like I can see like it's not like it's gonna be like a really matchup specific stuff like for example the Gear 1's dash into 2Ds and stuff like that. Like it's always gonna be pretty powerful. So
yeah,
I can see it's also like struggling a little bit against them.
And it's not like the 2D from Geo is a strong button for sure, but Sol definitely doesn't lack the counter options against it. You have like some very decent buttons, 6 heavy from really far range, 2S, the new improved 2S that has so much reach and so much disjoint. Can actually, I forgot if 2S can cleanly challenge 2D, but potentially at some ranges. It's probably a timing issue more than, well, obviously timing and spacing issue. When you have like 2 buttons that are extremely disjointed, just like Geo's 2D and Sol's 2S, then I mean there are a lot of factors going into how the footsie interaction goes.
Yeah, I was just wondering because it feels like 2S is or like a 2D for Giovanna is almost like something that nobody can contest properly. Like it's so disjointed.
It is one of the most disjointed buttons in the game and leads into very decent rewards as well on counter hit. Indeed. Whereas if you compare to like Sol's rewards at that spacing where Geo wants to use that 2D, I think that's one of the things going for Geo in the footsie interactions. Rewards out of her like far pokes might actually be better than Sol's, depending on which button Sol uses though. It's like Sol from like 2S mid to far range ain't gonna get much unless he spends 50 meter. You get like 2S into revolver, knockdown chase for a little bit of damage, but I mean that in itself is a big reward enough for characters like Sol who they just kind of want to knock you down once and then get that one hit, get 50% damage, and then you basically win out of 2 touches.
Yeah, makes sense. And I can also see that like Sol might have a little bit easier like time anti-airing the flip kick special can cross up because it can basically mash 5k right, and it should like autocorrect on the right side always because it's so fast.
Yes.
So it's like a really easy confirm or like defensive confirm on it. Just press the mighty 5k. Because like coming from Potemkin side of things, that's one of those moves that if you're like even a frame too late with the 6p reaction, like you're just gonna do the 6p or 5p on the wrong side, and Giovanna is just gonna zoom past you and get like a cross up on you. So it's a little bit annoying to punish with some characters. I guess that's not gonna be an issue for Soul.
I wonder if NKellyy might not be ready yet. Can't get a response. So we might play Cemoker versus ULTINEET first, if you guys are okay with that. Just to make it flow a little faster.
Well, ULTINEET and Cemoker are both in the chat, I believe, so they might be ready to play.
Yeah, if you guys want to hop in, we can do yours first, and then come back to the NKellyy versus Mithrak matchup next.
Let's hope that Cemoker is like awake at the moment and not going to like do some dinner or something, waiting for his match.
Yeah, one more match before my match. I'll just cook some, go do groceries.
Just enough time to take a shower.
Yeah. Oh, actually, I got a response from NKellyy now.
Oh,
so well, we'll play whoever gets here first. Let's put it like that. So we have ULTINEET and Mithrak in the lobby. If NKellyy makes here first, let's play that one. If Cemoker gets here first, let's play that one.
Oh yeah, NKellyy is asking to go on the chat.
It should be on my Discord. I can also DM you. So believe it should be this. Put it in the DMs. Cemoker, I think you're still fine. We were initially planning to, or we were thinking of playing your matchup before NKellyy versus Mithrak, but we got a hold of NKellyy, so we can play that first. As shown in the schedule.
Yeah, I wonder if NKellyy is having if they have like the Totsukeki mod, so it doesn't take like half an hour to connect to the servers.
I should really get that one as well, but I've been lazy.
There we go, NKellyy is on the lobby. I believe we're good to go. Okay, there we go.
All right. NKellyy Sol from Austria. Mithrak Giovanna from Finland. Let's get it on. Two characters, very explosive, rush down heavy. Good buttons at neutral. Very all-rounder characters, and then we see immediately into the 2D. It's definitely gonna be one of the MVP buttons for the neutral game for Geo.
The corner we go.
This is exactly the position. Oh, nice! The DP catches barely. A cool thing for that DP as an anti-air, it leads to some really nice rewards for Giovanna.
Ooh, nice. Wake up PRC. Going through the Fafnir and getting the throw. Ooh, but we get the counter at 6H. Straight from the get-go.
Very risky tool. if that lands on block, it's like -1,000,000, but gives you a really nice combo on counter hit. Yeah, that's the thing we were talking about, the 5k anti-air against those cross-ups. Don't really have to choose your side as Sol. The 5k does it all for you.
Yeah, like enjoy while it lasts because Daisuke is coming for you.
We'll see. We'll see. I'll get back to you on the October batch. Watch Sol getting buffs. Alright, gets the gold burst. Nice, sees Mithrak in the air.
Yeah, that was a potential kill on the air throw, I believe.
Oh, that might be it. Yes, indeed. NKellyy really likes to engage with really aggressive, maybe slightly like riskier tools. Really likes using Vortex and stuff like that for neutral approaches, but Sol really does have the damage to make up for the risk as well. If you manage to hit like a Vortex counter hit, that's almost half their life gone and probably corner as well.
Yeah, and it definitely is also always on the opponent to like play around them and like properly punish them. So if something keeps working on a tournament setting, keep using it.
Ooh, this time that's kind of cool that the DP actually catches Vortex. You can't low profile under that one. Feels like in this matchup, like both these characters have a lot of good answers to each other's tools. Both characters really have good stuff. It's up to the players how they manage to use. Oh, that's a big one. The meaty Fafnir. A classic from Sol players. If you don't have the frames to dash in to close slash, Fafnir, one of the other better things to use to start your offense. Plus 11, breaks your guard, lots of chip. What else do you want? Ooh, nice Mithrak. Smartly PRCing that with DP, making himself safe.
Oh, we get the corner burst, but out. Oh wait, the counter burst. Get it back to the corner.
Ooh, interesting.
Oh, yeah, 50 meter. That's gonna be a guaranteed kill.
That's kind of funny. NKellyy managed to instant block that DP in the air, and that sort of nullifies your landing recovery completely, but still wasn't able to find the button. Oh, look at that, the far range. That 2D, when spaced well enough, can even outpoke Gunflame if you're... It just hits so far if the Gunflame doesn't go active. Coming a decent combo. Now Mithrak.
Time to put on the heat. Got the meter.
Wild stuff. Mithrak choosing to throw a DP of their own. And that RC should be it unless NKellyy chooses to hold the burst.
Yeah, no, I think Mithrak was actually baiting the burst.
So sort of like it was definitely the right RPS option there from NKellyy, but the thing is if you hold the burst.
Yeah, didn't NKellyy win the first one, so it's 1-1.
Yeah, sorry about that. Fixed.
There we go.
But yeah, it's
the RT again. Nice.
Even if you hold the burst in that situations, often enough if you don't. Oh, the counter hit though, and NKellyy gets the corner.
Yeah, we got the meter throw in the burst bait. Nice, we got the break.
I wonder if that was the smartest birth from Mithrak, because after that normal throw, RC Sol is not gonna do that much damage.
Yeah, and at that point, like, they did have like a decent amount of health and like resources left, so maybe taking the damage would have been okay.
Ends up working for him though. So I mean, whatever choices you did during the match have been proven correct and optimal, because you did get the round right.
Yeah, that is what matters in the end. Like, it doesn't matter what choices you made if you win. Who gets IB on the 5k?
Ooh, very nice instant air dash. Yeah, that's something you really need to have against Sol. If they like throwing around that Gunflame at neutral, instant air dash and get your big punish. Not only at neutral, but also from pressure situations if Sol goes into, especially the classic 6S into Gunflame, can be interrupted with an instant air dash through. And Mithrak grasping the lead here.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
Ooh, straight up in counter it, getting to the corner.
Both players being very, very aggressive. Man grab towards the corner. Actually, one of the more optimal places to use that command grab without 50 meter, throwing them into the corner is a big reward. Mithrak using the burst immediately goes into DP to grasp back the momentum. Doesn't want to take the corner pressure. Big win for NKellyy here. Was able to preserve their own burst. Now the pressure. Both these characters very good at utilizing the basic strive, tick, throw game. Little plus frames. Ooh, not respecting afterwards. Both players making small mistakes there, missing their meaties. Trading throws back and forth. Mithrak answers back. Gets around as well. Here we go. Very quick wall break. Kind of lucky for NKellyy there. Doesn't have to take the follow-up situation. Oh. And now Mithrak with another really nice instant air dash. Misses the combo though. That could have been a kill. NKellyy getting one more chance. But that throw.
I accidentally kicked my power socket and like crashed my computer. So I need to reconnect. Whoops.
No worries, we'll fly this ship while you're on your way back. Well, there's the power of 2S round start. That button has so much disjoint. Very, very interesting switch or shift from the previous game, where in the previous game 2S was sort of your plus frame button, and you would use maybe your far slash for footsies, but instead in this game the far slash being your pressure plus frame button, and 2S is the button you want to press at like mid-ish range to fish for counter pokes or counter hits. Ooh, interesting, the revolver catching Mithrak jumping, but again, Mithrak has been so on point, punishing those gun flames. Vortex blocked, gets a small punish. One of the downsides of the 2D for Geo is that you do need counter hits to get the big rewards, unless you're like point blank, I believe.
Yeah, I believe so, but then again, in most of the situations where you're like doing the footsies with the dash in 2D, like there is a kind of high chance that it is gonna get counter hit.
And like the worst case scenario, you're still gonna get, like, even if you trade, you're usually gonna get a hard knockdown for that 2D. Now, Kelly's pressure again. Mithrak so on point, getting out of those gunflame RPS situations. I wonder if NKellyy will have to adjust here, because Mithrak is getting so much value for reading those. This time the spacing wasn't right. You do have to be relatively close to make it there with your instant air dash though. The DP baited, but doesn't manage to punish.
Oh yeah, and self corners. Not very good position to be in with these resources and health. Because you're basically one good hit away from dying.
Ooh, good.
From full damage.
Good 6p. Mithrak needs one more. Oh, punish! Whoa! Wait! Whiff punishes the 2D with a dash in throw! Tried to go for a 6 heavy for OTG max damage. One more, who's it gonna be? Manages the back jump into jump slash. Wow, what a struggle of a round there.
I wonder if it lets me just hop onto the like, nope, I didn't get him. Fuck. Can you message the players, like, if they can return to lobby after this one, so I can
do that.
The spectator mode too.
Alright. So while that has been transpiring, very even round. Both players looking to decisive it. Ooh, the cross up manages to vacuum in. Now the pressure from Mithrak needs one more hit, and the whiff punish is very nice with that step dash from Giovanna can whiff punish from very, very far away.
Yeah, and like in the last match, like there was quite a few like whiffed bandit bringers in the at the end of the round. So now Mithrak was ready for those, and that's the punish.
Yeah, that step dash being sort of a double-edged sword, but more, I want to say, like a bonus feature rather than a negative feature. It really gives you a lot of extra reach for not only your buttons, but for tick throws as well. You manage to sort of like a Johnny kind of a thing from the previous games. You get in there really fast with the step dash and manage to you can threaten with the throw option from slightly further away than maybe some of the other characters. But then again, it is a step dash, so it does have some downsides to it, not having a normal dash.
Yeah, like you're still committed to the dash, like start and recovery, so it's you can be still poked away from it.
Ooh, big. Oh. NKellyy wanted to play at a very big life deficit here, but Mithrak saying no. No vortex here. 2D calls it out. Alright, this time NKellyy doesn't let the 5D fly, but still needs to better his position. Now the super break the wall. Decent damage coming in from Mithrak, and allowing it the Oki as well. Oh, the DP! NKellyy using all of their resources to try to avoid the pressure from Mithrak plus frames. RC to keep up the advantage. Oh wow! Kinda looked like Mithrak was going for that dash forward and whiff punish on the bandit bringer, but didn't end up pressing anything that time. But still gets the round. Very good. Mithrak again in the lead. 4-3.
Oh, no. They start a new match. I guess they're not reading the chat. Like you can blame the players for that. Like they're focusing.
Worst case scenario, I can finish this match and we'll get you in on the next one. Right, both players very careful. Again, same tools. For Mithrak, going for that active 2D game. And how is NKellyy gonna get past this massive wall of those 2Ds? As the set has been progressing, Mithrak has had more and more success with it. Another good instant air dash in there. YRC in the air. It's actually good for Mithrak taking that YRC in the air, because it kind of bounces you out of the situation. If you take the YRC hit on the ground, the opponent will have a very nice opportunity to sort of kickstart their offense, but the big 5D once again. Not gonna be quite enough, but the next hit, Mithrak has so many resources. Oh, the classic, spending all of that meter for that vortex and the conversion, but now, is that gonna be enough? Yes, it is. The momentum Mithrak has been building, running away with a 2-game lead. This is gonna be super important here for NKellyy to be able to maintain the rather even footing. Would need to get this one, but it just seems like Mithrak has been turning on the heat more and more, adjusting to NKelly's options.
Yeah, but it looks like it does look like Mithrak is just like a few levels more like ahead on the adaptations, like starting to get like a good counter hits and like counter pokes and like just getting inside NKellyy.
Yeah, and again NKellyy with a very, very dangerous burst here. Yeah, that's the downside. Even a small trade into a jab with Geo is gonna give Mithrak the round here. NKellyy has been going for that hero burst quite a few times now, and I wonder if that's the optimal way to go about it. Sometimes you just can't necessarily choose the best position to burst if you're in the heat of the moment. You might be like, oh, if I still want to play, I need to burst. And you might sometimes forget if you're on your last round or not. But this 5D is definitely gonna take it for Mithrak. Big damage. Putting Mithrak to 6 now. Yeah, it started out very even, but those adjustments. Now Mithrak seems like a completely different beast compared to the start of the set. Alright, giving Zoc a chance to get back in. I think that was still 6. Or was that 7? I'm like, did I miscount, or I think Mithrak got my message and came back to lobby for Zoc. I think maybe this hasn't been the first time it's actually 9. Yeah, I mean, this hasn't been the first time that QK miscounts the score. It seems to happen every single week. Yeah, it should be 6. So potentially at least one more to go. Potentially more. But yeah, thanks for getting Zoc back into the spectate. A little bit of a breather.
Yeah.
Momentum breaker. Let's NKellyy take a couple of good breaths.
Also note on the scores, didn't we get FT10 on 1 plus R once? Like the players just kept playing, not giving up.
Yeah, it's sometimes it do be like that. Sometimes you wanna, sometimes you're so into it that you just wanna jump straight back.
Ooh, nice getting away from the corner with the air dash. Keeping the opponent in the corner with the burst, a little bit questionable, but then again, if you have this big lead and you're reading your opponent, maybe do it and keep the opponent in the corner.
Ooh, big.
Or not, and then you fail and this happens, and now you go into that second round with no burst.
It's surprisingly hard to get away from Fafnir as a meaty. Does move you forward, is really prone to catching your backdash if you mistime your backdash, and but it's as a meaty, it's kinda sort of seeable, sort of, so you can maybe try to, because it does take a couple of frames to travel. So if you go for a full max range Fafnir, some do say that you can react with a reversal if you're fast enough.
Yeah, and it's one of those things that you can hyper focus, because it's gonna be the thing that Soul Players is most likely gonna do on OG.
Yeah, if the Soul player is not in range to land a close slash, then the Fafnir is probably gonna be what they're aiming to go for.
It's gonna be very, very... Oh, okay, we're going. Heavy mob cemetery. Going over. PRC to make it safe. Ooh, dashing throw. Whipping.
But again, really good instant air dash from Mithrak, calling out the Gunflame, and now Mithrak on set point. Started out so even.
Yeah, but Mithrak might not get the burst this round. Meanwhile, NKellyy is most definitely gonna get the burst back, so he's gonna get one more chance.
It's a really good start. Nice predicting the instant air dash this time. That's the exact kind of options that NKellyy is gonna have to play, because Mithrak is very, very aggressively and sometimes even greedily air dashing out of those pressure situations.
Over again. No conversion. 50 meters.
Oh no!
Okay. YRC, but no pickup! We can see the spaghetti now. Now the panic is happening. It's the last round. Potentially last match of the set. The heat is on.
Spending all the meter here, doesn't manage to keep the pressure going. Mithrak still needs to work with a couple of combos. That shouldn't be enough, because doesn't have 50 meter. Now last chances for NKellyy to make it count. Good 6p, but doesn't counter hit. But here's a counter hit, 6p! Nice anti-air from NKellyy. Stays alive. 4 points. The dream is alive.
Ooh, I wonder if now the rest of these matches are gonna be as scrambled as this one, because Now the heat is properly on. Like it's so risky for like NKellyy because it's one good loss and you're out.
Oh, the rare case of holding Vortex too much.
Oh, it doesn't like auto stop it?
Yep.
I thought it was like auto stopping it this version. I see. Today we learn.
Especially against like it might sort of, if your opponent is obviously grounded, then you're never gonna pass like past them. But especially in the air, it's very easy to hold it too much and go over.
I think NKellyy is like starting to adapt. Like he's waiting for those air dashes and being like way more ready with the 6P anti-air.
That's exactly what he needs here.
Plus frames, Sol doesn't care. 5k into the face.
Ooh, good counter hit. DP anti-air. Doesn't quite manage to get the combo, but the pressure is alive. The burst from NKellyy. Ooh, manages to thread the needle. Ah, but the Fafnir wasn't quite active there. Very brave throw from Mithrak.
Yeah, and that's a huge drop on the throw RC combo.
Whoa, Mithrak is so brave! Again, going for the reversal throw against that Fafnir. But man, the massive momentum shift here. NKellyy taking 2 rounds back to back.
Yeah, like even if you're like in the lead, like it doesn't mean that you get to play crazy and like take crazy risks. Like it's only a couple matches and like the scores are even. Especially considering that the games have been relatively like even-ish.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, playing the footsies.
Mithrak staying very, very vigilant, staying safe. Doesn't want to take that reversal DP.
There's the 2D, just tagging the footsies game. With the super, this is gonna wall break, maybe kill, yeah.
Indeed, and Mithrak putting himself again on set point.
And it's once again this situation where like both players use the burst like relatively early in the first round, so NKellyy might not get the burst back in this round.
And the Fafnir meat has been whiffing so much for NKellyy. Missed timing that has been unfortunate, but big combo here. Now in the corner. This is the place. This is not gonna deal a lot of damage. Couple of hits after the throw, and back to the neutral we go. Now Mithrak
You get the tension bonus, which is really, really good.
Ooh,
almost gets the punish.
Still potential to bring this back. Ooh, baits the throw, but was committing to a very momentum-heavy forward jump. Now Mithrak with the pressure, one good hit, could be it. RC, that's not gonna kill, and we go back to neutral. Very even resource situation.
Oh, that's not the hero burst you wanna do.
Plus frame still for Mithrak, plus
Yeah,
frames.
lot of meter. RC, yeah, continue. And that opens him up. Oh no. NKellyy bet it all on that hero burst.
Man, I feel like I really feel NKellyy on that burst, because I've been sometimes going for that gold burst as well, like thinking it's old Guilty Gear where like gold bursts can't really be punished with strikes, and then you're like, as you're firing it, you're like, oh no, I'm playing Strive. This is gold burst in Strive, and I'm gonna get punished. But good stuff.
Yeah, nevertheless, it was a really good showing from NKellyy and Mithrak. Like, really nice, evenish matches, and like adaptation going on, like from side to side.
All right, now the fate. It's Cemoker versus ULTINEET. ULTINEET has been so popular recently on the FT7s. You get like 1 or 2 people minimum requesting to play against ULTINEET most weeks on Bounty Hunters.
I mean, it is the Nago, and like, it can be fun. Yeah, I believe we have both players on the lobby already and waiting, so I guess we're ready to go.
And another thing is, like, ULTINEET as at that sweet skill range where I think most players in Strive currently fall into, so there are a lot of potential opponents as well.
Yeah, just like Radune is saying on the chat, like everyone wants to put NKellyy into the Hornet jail.
Oh yeah,
for
that
his
as
Twitter
well.
crimes.
She's really marketing herself well in a sense here,
They cannot change society.
making interesting storylines happen.
They blame the beasts. Heaven or hell.
So, how does this work? Like, Anji can go through like Nago's long range spokes with Fujin, right? Like it's gonna be relatively safe.
Yeah, you have the Gorilla Spin especially against some of those far-range pokes. This is a matchup that is probably even for Anji, and it's an interesting thing. I would say like this matchup being even for Anji is one of the selling points for playing Anji at the moment, because Nago is a very represented character, very popular character, and also one of the top tier characters to beat. So if you have even like an even matchup against a top tier right now, that's a very nice start for tournament play, especially since Anji has even or positive matchups against some of the other top tiers as well, like Axel, Ram, Chip, Mei. It feels like Anji is a little binary in that sense when you're looking at the matchup charts. Some of the matchups are really bad, but then some of the top tier matchups are okay.
Yeah, so it kind of evens out a little bit. Oh, both players just looking at each other, staring. Oh, there's the parry. But ULTINEET is ready with the whip punish.
Perfect delayed there. ULTINEET reading the parry. Not probably gonna be enough that Pro get it hit at the end, letting Cemoker escape with one more hit point, but again we'll probably have to RPS their way in still. That's another thing. Even though you do have options to call out some of Nago's stuffs, a lot of those options are very risky as well. And I feel like that's the nature of Anji in this game. Very, very RPS heavy.
Yeah, I guess Fujin also like kind of forces yourself like to take those RPS because it's. I mean, it is an RPS in a can, so what you gonna do? Oh, the blood is rising. Do we get the bite? No worries.
Ooh, the Fujin gets there in time before the 2 heavy goes active. Yeah, they're dancing through the big, active, slow buttons. Getting Cemoker the corner now. What's it gonna be? A lot of plus frames. Good block there. Standing up to block the rain. Not quite managing to hit confirm that close S, and now Cemoker looking to take it coast to coast. One more hit for either player is gonna do it. And finds the low. Wait, is the 2S low? I think it's a low, maybe?
Maybe? That's actually a good question. I should remember.
I should know, because I was playing Anji during the beta, but
2S is a low.
Ooh, the footsies! Straight into the Kara cancel Nagiha from full screen. Has very deceptive amount of range as well, because you do get that initial momentum burst, or the momentum from the forward dash is kind of a thing. But this time,
Oh no, here we go with the parry.
that's gonna get Cemoker the round, evening up 1-1. Alright, both players slowly getting started, warming up. And the RPS is only gonna develop from this point on.
both players going. One goes in and one goes back dash with the teleport. Like it's. I wonder how the round shot even works in this one because like I guess Fujin can like punish everything like Nagu can do.
Yeah, I wonder. Ooh, neat. Opting to burst here. Back to neutral. Oh, the 5 heavy. Counter hitting. Prompting burst from Cemoker. Ooh, very brave 2D. And gets a combo as well. Very nice hit. Ooh, man! The nerves there from Neat. Not taking that throw. Although that is I think that's very, very nice matchup knowledge from Neat, because I think that setup that Cemoker just did usually gonna lead into throw, because it's gonna leave you point blank to the opponent after sort of faking a high-low and then instead going for the throw with PRC. I get the wall break. Back to neutral. No blood for Neat here yet, so...
Yeah, like that Fujin is really working in this matchup. Doing a lot of work. Going through everything, like it's... Like, I don't even know like how you should like deal with that as a Nago player.
Well, when you get to level 2, you have a massive, massive range advantage, even against the full screen, like with cancel Hujins. Oh, nice interruption! Again, finds the 2D. That might be enough. Yes, it is.
Yeah, barely enough. And it was looking so good for ULTINEET for a second there. Like, yeah, it was almost chip kill like areas.
Yeah, good on Cemoker. Actively using that 2D, because that 2D is one of Anji's actually most far-reaching pokes, and with that counter hit that has been getting, even when pressured, has been allowing him to score a lot of damage and reversing the situation, going coast to coast. That's a really important feature for top level players. When you're committing to those buttons, make sure that you're able to make most out of them. Make every button press count. Don't press buttons just to press buttons.
A slight combo drop that can cost a round.
Next, Cemoker looking to make a comeback here. Neat still has quite a bit of life, and Nagoriyuki is a fat boy when it comes to defense modifier and health. Oh, the empty 2S.
The range is just so insane on the Black Box. Like I've been backed so many times out from it, like just thinking, it can't reach me from here, right? Nope. You're always on its reach. Oh, and ULTINEET getting dangerously close to being thirsty.
Yeah, especially on defense, being very high on blood is a big deficit, because you can't. Even if you manage to mash out, you don't have a lot of good conversions. And now managing to land the reversal super, this is gonna help with the blood situation.
Yeah, and on like defensive side things, like if you're like near the thirst or like at the rage, like there is the risk that like if you get anything on a hit, your opponent might be just like bursting away and just like forcing you to like go into the rage mode if you spend any blow.
Right.
So there's like always a counter offense with the burst.
You can sort of go like a Hail Mary, even if you're full blood. It takes a couple of frames, like maybe a second or half, for your blood gauge to start filling up. So you could potentially sneak like a special move, then Fukyo into a bite before you go bust. But if your opponent is, like you said, aware of that, they can burst that maneuver and force you to go hungry without you being able to do anything about it. Nice delay there from Neat once again. Reading the reversal super. Oh, with the throw, but go for it again.
I mean, it works.
Oh, nice read.
Yeah, baits the burst.
Perfect.
Nice teleport into trap.
Neat baiting the strike throw mix up, but no. she knew that Cemoker had the burst, and you have to be thinking, oh man, I don't wanna, I'm like on my last hit points, I don't wanna take that strike throw mix up, I'm gonna burst. Need read that straight into Hukyo, bait it, get the round, beautiful. Mwah. Chef kiss, 2-2. But Nago's options to bait, wire seas, bursts, all of that stuff is just so good. The disjoint on his normals, and the option to always Hukyo out of even blocked hits.
Yeah, and like the Hukyo is like, it's basically just like your average frame trap situation anywhere. So like it's thing that you might be doing like a lot of times anyway. So it's like doubly good in that sense. Like it's not the hardest read that like forces you into like disadvantageous situation.
Yeah, that's a really good point. It's such a nice quality of life thing when the stuff that you are doing anyway also has sort of a built-in bait option into it. Oh, interesting hit there. Oh, dancing through, yep, that too heavy has so much recovery. Cemoker realizing and taking the big heavy button punish.
Get the mediocre. Oh, straight up in the side, like not caring at all.
Neat, so cheeky.
Ooh,
Probably.
Throw OS.
Oh, again. Neat just somehow able to see all of those thick throw attempts from Cemoker. Every time Cemoker is trying to dance in there, especially with the meter, ULTINEET has been ready to go for the counter throw.
Big heavy. Has to burst out. Don't want to get into the corner with that damage.
But there's the corner for Cemoker. What's it gonna be? How are we gonna open ULTINEET up? Finally finds a throw. Plus frames. Ah, gets the frame trap. Luckily for Neat though, not a lot of damage coming in, and now back to neutral. The far slash. She has so much.
Oh, this is it. Yeah, RC into guaranteed kill.
You have the.
Yeah, sorry, go on.
I forgot what I was gonna say.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I was just like saying, I wonder if there's a reason why like ULTINEET is not using the Beyblade that much. Like, I guess it's something that can like be caught with Fujin also, so it's a little bit risky on neutral.
Yeah, that's true. There's probably a lot of different options for Anji. Like, again, from the other side of the coin, a lot of stuff that Anji is by default going for is gonna call out the Beyblade.
But then again, ULTINEET hasn't been doing it as a block string either. Like, it's still relatively good situation to force in, like the zero situation point blank range.
Yeah, it might be a conscious decision, like a matchup decision for Neat to sort of stay on more zonerish kind of game plan instead of forcing to go in and getting letting Cemoker get a chance to do anything close range. Again, I don't know the matchup that well to actually be able to analyze if that's like the optimal way to go about it, but potentially. Ooh, nice combo there. Now needs one more hit, but ULTINEET has the resource lead here for now. Doesn't matter.
There we go with the Beyblades.
Yeah, that's also one of the points. Ko can get a very nice pickup because Beyblade does take you airborne.
Almost gets the back punish.
The immediate burst wants to keep Cemoker in the corner, but the Kacho Hugetsu! Dash forward, Kacho Hugetsu. We saw that from Yvallos as well. Oh, can he abort? No! Luckily, ULTINEET doesn't get the full sequence. And a frame trap. Follow up the core in the corner. Try to double up, being very sneaky.
Immediate burst, not getting any damage yet. Keeping ULTINEET in the corner, and this. Oh no, pick up.
Due to how like burst functions in the corner in this game, I feel like and how the pressure works, the momentum bursts are so good on Strive, I feel like. Especially in situation like this, NKellyy didn't have a burst, didn't have like any resources whatsoever to improve her position. So as soon as NKellyy managed to land a hit, immediate burst from Cemoker, keep her in the corner, keep the position, and just don't let her do anything.
Yeah, it definitely can be a really strong option, but there is always that risk that it's gonna bite you in the ass and it's gonna get baited or something, and then you're in like then you're in troubles because you have nothing, and you're most likely gonna eat like a lot of damage and potentially get into the corner.
Mm-hmm. ULTINEET got disconnected, unfortunately, so. Short intermission. Alright, Cemoker picking up the speed. So far, Cemoker has been playing the neutral situations really, really well. Being super deliberate with their buttons and the conversions that follow. Dancing around, spinning around just enough to make NKellyy reconsider their timings. All that good stuff.
Yeah, it feels like the Fujin is kinda good at like mid-ranges, like maybe when you're like at level 2 on Nago and you can get like deep range 2S's, that's okay place to do, like okay situation for like Nago, but anything closer than that, it feels like the Fujin spin is just really strong.
Okay, here's a momentum burst, wants to keep Nago in the corner. Ah, finally finds the throw. That is a very, very costly throw though, baiting with the overhead PRC into a throw. You pay 50 meter just to get the throw.
Oh, this time he gets baited. ULTINEET was ready for it, but Cemoker just backdashes it away.
That's so unfortunate. I feel like ULTINEET tried to delay that. It kind of looked like she reacted to the super and was trying to punish, but that was just a little too early.
Yeah, like the parry is surprisingly active on the start. So it's kind of like the shield in like Xrd with Leo, like you feel like you can hit it way like sooner than you should be.
Yeah, luckily there's not gonna be another shield after that parry, so it's like one and done. Whereas Leo can still do like back turn D into a back turn D into a back turn D, forcing you to sort of.
That was an unfortunate, like ULTINEET was ready with the RT, but I think the 5K just barely whiffed.
Right now 5-2.
Yeah, like the start was really good for both players, like it was really even, but now Cemoker is slowly adapting faster and like starting to climb up on the scoreboard. Like,
and he's been getting hang of ULTINEET's habits. The gorilla spin has been hitting.
Definitely the place where ULTINEET needs to focus and do the first here.
Surprisingly, the first time ULTINEET goes bust in this set has been playing very conservatively.
Yeah, very like smart and good use of the meter, like not just forcing the issue and like putting all eggs in the same basket and just going with it.
But now turning on the heat, very fast round for NKellyy. Even though she did go bust, gets that round. Was just a resource reset.
Yeah. Also, I feel like it's one of those weird like mind game things that you can play with Nago, because if your opponent knows that you're playing relatively careful with the block meter, like they might be more like confident on like trying to like challenge you on the frame traps.
Yeah, for sure.
Because like normally you would always have to remember that like Nago can still cancel the specials on block. So even that Beyblade can be a like really devastating frame trap with the DP move. Oh no, and here we go, a second thirst.
This is definitely gonna go in Cemoker's favor. But yeah, like you said, the Beyblade, by virtue, only +0, or it can be +1 depending on the spacing, but 0, fairly neutral on block. So if you really want to call out the mash afterwards, you will have to cancel, especially in the special, and that costs a lot of blood. Whoa, really cool corner carry combo here from Cemoker. And now managed to land the follow-up hit as well. Neat.
Needs some trouble. Oh, good throw.
Going back to neutral here, and Cemoker from that. Oh! Dancing! What happened there? That looks pretty cool.
Oh, the bite!
No fear, double Hukyo into.
I mean, it is relatively like good option because Cemoker has been showing the parries somewhat like not every okay, but like there's the option. So bite is relatively good.
Indeed, and Neat hasn't shown that option before, so I believe there was no reason for Cemoker to actually predict that move right now.
Yeah, that's also one of the weird mind games because normally you would want to use bite when you're getting high on the blood meter, but then again, your opponent might not be expecting it if you're like basically 0 blood. Like it's a little bit risky to just do a random bite.
Yeah, what's the most 200 IQ move? It's like when you are high on blood, do the special cancel, because they're not gonna be expecting you to wanna go bust. And then when you're like 0 blood, just go for like two blood sucking universes in a row.
Yeah,
they
like
don't
that's
expect you to.
Yeah, like that's actually like one thing that I really hate. Like it's so like annoying. Like you get hitten. Like okay, you got the blood meter back, but then they just loop it because why wouldn't they? Like you're not gonna block that one or like escape it. You're not like anticipating like 3 bites in a row.
Yeah, that's the moment when you're. Yeah, that's the moment when you're looking for the Nago player to turn on the heat, because they get to have quotations free special moves. Oh, footsies! It seems like ULTINEET slowly finding their mojo again.
Is this the run back?
It's looking a little grim there for a moment, but ULTINEET has been so way more brave than earlier.
Yeah, but it is stuff like this that like it can catch some players off guard because if you play first really carefully and like more cautious, and then you like step up the gear, like the sudden change of pace can like it can mess up timings and like your game feel as an opponent.
Yeah, it's gonna have to prompt like another adaptation to their previous playstyle.
Nice PRC and the throw break, good awareness.
Ooh,
This throw, this is very scary for Cemoker.
nice read on the blood-sucking universe and scores. Big out of that read. I didn't quite manage to whiff punish that on the landing. A little late on the too heavy Cemoker getting a jump in, and now Need on level 1. Cemoker finding another really good 2D. That has been one of the MVP buttons so far. Chooses to cash out, use the 50 meter, get the corner break.
Yeah, good situation, but ULTINEET also has 50 meter, or well, still 50 meter. But the blood is rising.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, recognizes that Cemoker was able to dance through a very slow recovering move, goes for the heavy punish, and gets the round.
I do believe we're 6-3 for Cemoker, so now is the time to shine for ULTINEET. Can she adapt? Or is this gonna be the final match? And I do feel like Nago is one of those characters that can do the compacts very easily. like Nago has such an like huge damage potential, so even like few mistakes is really, really bad.
Right, and Nago is... I feel like Nago, while being like a one-shot character, is way more consistent. Even if he has the blood resource to introduce chaos, still like a very solid character overall.
Oh no! Oh no! The thirst, and that's gonna be around. Ooh, this is not the place you wanna be as an alternate. It's a potential match point, or set point even. And
Do or
Cemoker
die.
still has the burst.
All the stars are aligning for Cemoker. Gets the double up on the overhead as well, and the wall break. And has the 50 meter even.
Yeah, he's gonna get a good Oki at the positive bonus. He's gonna be so rough. No, it's really critical that like, oh, nice throw. That Aldinate doesn't really like waste the burst and do like a panic burst.
Oh, the spacing wasn't there.
Oh, but the parry.
Yeah,
that's gonna be it.
Yeah, that's definitely enough, especially with the corner break. Cemoker blazing through the set. Started out very even, but Cemoker found those couple of adjustments that were able to carry him through and get the damage in, get the neutral hits in more consistently. Very good stuff. But yeah, that's a testament to how this matchup is actually not too bad for Anji, and Cemoker really putting on the board all those matchup specific options, how to exactly play this matchup.
Yeah, and I guess it can be a little bit like jarring for the Nago player because I believe in most like matchup you can dominate the mid to long range and just like use your like huge buttons and like just cover everything, and like there's not that many things that your opponent can do, but in this matchup like that's not the case.
Yeah, basically like any matchup where the opponent's character forces you out of your comfort zone, forces you to do something that you don't normally do. That's those are usually the matchups that are like tricky to learn. Like, yeah, I want to make sort of a distinction between a hard matchup and or like a disadvantageous matchup and a hard to play matchup. It's like some matchups are some matchups can be bad, or some matchups can be good for you, but to get there, to get to the performance you need to make that matchup advantageous for you, you need to learn a lot of stuff. You first need to learn the tools, how to make this matchup go in my favor.
Yeah, definitely. Also, on that note, I do believe I have to drop off for now because I have my own tournaments in a different fighting game. Go play some Melty. So,
all right. Thanks for joining in so far.
Yeah, good luck with the casting. I mean, if I go fast 0-0, I'll drop in again and continue casting, but let's hope that's not the case.
All right,
thanks for having me. I need to drop off for now.
Yes, good luck on the Melty. I did get a message from invalidvalue. They said they might be a little late, so we could play DovahChief versus Shady first to give invalidvalue a couple of extra minutes to get in there. So if DovahChief and Shady are ready to go, we could jump into that one next. Right, informing all the players. Oh damn! I should have actually. This was one of the matchups that I have very little knowledge of. I should have probably asked Zok how Potemkin versus Gold Lewis is. I don't think I've ever seen it before. It's Lewis's best matchup? Damn. Yeah, it's like, because Gold Lewis does have pretty decent, like, mid to far range control with big disjointed hitboxes. So I think there's probably like a very sweet range where Gold Lewis can keep hitting his stuff, where Potemkin can't really contest very easily. And at the same time, Potemkin is definitely not gonna be one of those characters that limit Gold Lewis's mobility and stuff. You're gonna be able to play your basic game plan. It's kind of funny because in a lot of matchups, you're gonna have to sort of struggle a bit to get in your optimal range for Gold Lewis. So much so that you sort of take that for granted, like that you have to work a little to get in. But then you have a couple of matchups where you absolutely don't have to work, where the opponent's character kinda has to get in as well, allowing you to sort of automatically initiate the matchup from your effective range. And even though Gold Lewis has quite a few disadvantageous positions, ranges, mobility issues, he still has his good ranges and good places to be as well. And when Gold Lewis is at a spacing where he wants to be, that's like super dangerous. Alright, looks like DovahChief also needs a couple more minutes, so do we have, let's see, what are we gonna do? Do we have Carlos around? Oh, never mind. Invalid value is ready. Sorry about the back and forth once again. You all know how it is. Arranging events and and being disorganized, such as yours truly. Okay, so we are gonna play Invalid Value versus Radune next. Gonna take a couple of minutes while Invalid Value is launching their game. So let me fix the overlays, the predictions, and we can talk a little bit about the matchup. Alright, so we got Radune, Leo player from Sweden, an invalid value, Nago player from Russia, I believe. Yeah, Radune, after a really close Nago matchup against Matibo around 2 weeks ago, I think it was again heading into Nago matchup today. This matchup is sort of tricky for Leo. Nago is known for being able to score big rewards from close range, where Leo ultimately needs to be to get, you know, his relevant gameplay started. But as if that wasn't enough, Nago's binary nature also sort of makes him a really tough zoner for Leo to approach on high blood levels. It's funny how the blood gauge was supposed to be mostly like a lot of people thought that the blood gauge was gonna be a limiting factor for this character. But in fact, it's somewhat of an empowering feature instead, especially against characters who are prone to getting zoned out, going into level 2 blood really fast, and then just playing the rest of the round with your far-reaching buttons, 5 heavy, far slash, all that good stuff. That can be very, very hard for certain players to play around, certain characters to play around. Alright, we got players in the lobby. Nago is a pretty volatile character though, and I mean small mistakes can end up costing a lot of life for him. And I feel like that is exactly those little mistakes that you as a Leo player will have to capitalize on. When Nago makes a mistake with blood, with the blood micromanaging, or if you manage to get in and Nago is already full on blood, you really have to make that count, especially against these high-level players who are super tight and will not let you get in your effective range. Let's see how this is gonna go. Players trading blows back and forth. Nice, gets the... Ooh, very nice. Sees the dance through, but Radune, being the wild man that he is, straight into the super, sending a message from the start. It's like, look, when you are okaying me, you shouldn't feel comfortable ever. Invalid value. Oh, the... Wow! So had the 100 meter to make the super safe, but was trying to go for a throw afterwards or resetting the situation. Radune said no. Nice dancing around the throw. Big hit. Mid-screen, Leo is not gonna do super high amount of damage, but it is that flow that goes in Leo's favor. You do your medium damage, transition into the pressure situation over and over, and just keep looping until they're dead. That's the power of Leo gameplay, and Leo will force you to guess on his Oki alive. It's the kind of RPS that is hard to sort of getting the rhythm with. Like, Leo is a character that can overwhelm you really fast. Ooh, nice 6p. Doesn't let Radune Berserker slash through. But both players playing a lot of risky options. And now the big too heavy. That's gonna be a decent amount of damage. Radune knew it. That was gonna hurt. But invalid value was at a perfect spacing and opening it up with a win. Invalid value 1-0. Yeah, so far, it's been a big dogfight. No footsies. No negotiating. No adapting. Just going in full force. Playing big options. Big damaging options. Call out the opponent's hard reads. Big damage coming here in for invalid value. 6 heavy into 6 heavy. Bam. Fast first round. That's how a lot of Nago rounds are gonna go if you manage to get the first hit right from the round start. Nago is really like an anomaly in fighting games. A lot of characters in a lot of fighting games, even in Guilty Gear franchise, even like mad damage characters like Sin Kisk from the old games, really didn't manage to deal damage like that right from the get-go, comparable to what Nago is able to do in this game from like even 5k. Like a regular standing normal can lead into so much damage. Right, pushing Radune into the corner. Again, the 2 heavies had been hitting very nicely. The far slash, ooh, nice. We're going into big combo. At level 2. Now this is where invalid value could potentially transition into a zoner-ish game plan. But still opting to go in full force. Nago is a very expressive character in Strive. Kind of has the same feeling as Sin Kisk from Strive. Either able to play the control game at full blood levels, or can force the issue, go in really hard, and then just 50-50 you with the with the strike throw with blood-sucking universe, or the special cancel. And there's the far hitting 5 heavy. Such a destructive tool, such a difficult tool to go through. Combos into the blood rage. Ooh, is that gonna be enough? That was very nice DP from Radune. With that 50 meter, recognize that if I hit the DP here, that's gonna be the round for me, because invalid value is currently in the berserk stage. Staying at a very safe spacing here, but Radune waiting for his time, waiting for invalid value to slide in, go for that 50-50 strike throw, gets a reversal, gets a wall break, and what's it gonna be? Lands a jump B. Ooh, interesting. A lot of meters to spend here for both players. Yeah, Radune saw that. That was gonna be the end of the round if he doesn't burst, but unfortunately invalid value was ready to bait it here. Man, there's so many RPS in such a small amount of time happening here. Dancing through again. Invalid value sees it, throws Radune out of the dash through, but nice anti-air. 5p. Doesn't manage to get a big combo, but able to push Radune towards the corner. Now one hit could be it, but Radune. Oh, we've hit the DP! Is that gonna be it? Invalid value has the meter. Here's the RC. He can get the wall break. Unless, ooh, that works too. So opting to drop the combo. I'm not sure if invalid value had the wall break there, but that really works. You gotta think that Radune was predicting that there was gonna be a wall break. But transitioning into a very fast pressure reset into a throw to get the round. Very nice. Trading blows. Invalid value with the 2S. Big. Ooh! That's the one button that is very dangerous to whiff, even against Leo. Basically, all of Nago's heavy buttons whiff for at least half a second to a second, but especially 2 heavy. Since 2 heavy's hitbox is sort of like targets airborne, it's very easy to just dash forward and dash through and get the whiff punish. Now the super, lowering invalid value's blood. We definitely have an option to go in here. Goes in, the blade, but the RPS afterwards favoring Radune. Oh man, the Beyblade going through. the projectile getting invalid value the round. Good 6B. Quite managed to hit confirm it though. Radune has been having difficulties getting in, and that's pretty much how this matchup is gonna go. Ah, Nago with the disjoints. That is so disgusting. Like I said earlier, Nago, especially with the heavy buttons, the disjoint, and the hook yaw, able to bait so many reversals from the opponents. The YRCs, the bursts. When Nago is at that far to, like that mid to far range and pressuring you with just normals, when Nago is not committing to go in, it will be so difficult to use any of those against him. The YRC has a very limited range, as does the burst. RC to keep the pressure alive. Immediate burst from invalid value, and that clone goes through projectiles. Very nice response there. Landing the strike throw, get the close slash. This is probably not gonna be quite it's gonna be close, but Leo should have enough defense modifier to survive here. With that 1 pixel and a dream. Ah, bets the farm. Did have the 50 meter to make it come. Oh my god, Radune. The wild reads and finds the hit. Oh my god, Radune making the comeback. That should be it. That's gonna be the wall break and the round. Man, that was a great comeback from Radune. Never say never, even with 1 hit point left. And Radune is definitely a player with big heart. Live and die by your reads. Go in and play your game. Now Radune finally starting to get the jungle drums rolling. You sort of, Leo, just like Anji is a character, you live and die by the RPS, and wow! After being on that 1 pixel, Radune Super Saiyan mode activated and just demolishes invalid value that round. Putting themselves on board. Again, good 6B there. Not letting Radune go for the Berserker slash for free. Big Beyblade. Oh, this is gonna go into the corner. Ah, and gets the close slash. The frame trap, the tick throw. Slash throw mix up. Nago very good with that one. Now last hit. Radune, of course it's gonna be a DP. Oh wow, the disjoint not actually connecting with the back turn D there. Oh, Radune might have an option to reflect here. No, was already committed to the back turn S button. Good presence of mind there from invalid value as well. Noticing that there was a potential whip punish there after the super. The 6 heavy, such a big box button. Keeping Radune in the corner. Lots of disjoint on that one. Oh, Radune. The jump D on block very minus. Radune has been gambling with that one after the minus frames going into the DP, but this time invalid value not opting to challenge. And even though we're not quite there, 5 points for invalid value versus 1 point for Radune. Starting to be quite of a heavy lead here. And it is the sort of the nature of Leo. You will, like I said earlier, you will live and die by the RPS. Sometimes you will hit it big when you get a couple of good reads. But essentially, especially how Radune likes to play, sometimes you're gonna whiff as well. Sometimes you will guess wrong. And Nago, especially out of all these characters, is a character who can really make you pay for wrong reads. There's the 50% from round start position. Oh man. Normal after normal, invalid value is picking the right ones. Another big 2 heavy. Doesn't quite get the round. Oh, the recovery after BRC. Allowing Radune sort of get a say in. But here we go. This is exactly it. Radune with the last pixel. Super Saiyan level 2. Who the fuck is you? Ah, but the drift forward BRC, the classic. Sort of like an option that a lot of people like to play after the wall break. Blue RC drift forward can catch if the opponent decides to sort of respect you or backdash. That BRC should give you enough time to punish them, but if the opponent opts to press a button at that distance, you're either gonna be neutral or drift into that button, so. And Nago having intrinsically strong round start options against Leo. You wouldn't expect Leo to, you know, press a lot of buttons at round start against Nago, right? And Radune has been backdashing quite a bit. This is actually set point already for invalid value. Forced to block here, but blocking that anti-air in Strive forces you grounded, forces you to take pressure. Radune just trying to find any possible hit. Oh my god! The blood rage actually saving invalid value there, but it is too much, man. Tough run for Radune. Did what he could, but in the end, man, invalid value was really good at playing this matchup. Just staying in control pretty much most of the set. Radune got a couple of really good reads in, was able to initiate the bongo drum sequence, but yeah, didn't have enough luck getting in, ultimately. Very strong showing here from our Nago player from Russia. Alright, jumping into the next one. Coming up, we got DovahChief versus Shady. Alright, allegedly, Dova has been grinding a lot the past week, trying to get all the tech that they need for this matchup, and honestly, they're probably gonna need it as well, because Shady is such a gamer. I low-key want to say that Shady is like one of the top Strive players in Finland at the moment. But we just don't have sort of the big tournament results yet. Because Shady did go on record saying that they wanted to play the game a little bit more, wanted to get a little bit more matchup experience before they jump into the big boys leagues. And I feel like we are slowly reaching a point where Shady has had enough time with the game to actually become such a beast, such a challenger. I'm only waiting to see Shading in one of the stacked weekly tournaments, such as like Salty EU or Salt Mine. Alright, the matchup that is supposedly very tricky for Potemkin. Let's see what DovahChief has here. Oh man, was that a setup? Purposely, maybe whiffing the Behemoth Typhoon? We already see the Behemoth Typhoon being a massive wall that's hard to get through for Potemkin. Oh man, whiffing the Buster there. And this is Potemkin we're talking about. That round was like 15 seconds. Shady making very fast work of DovahChief here. Damn, Shady has been playing this game. Look at that. With the golden cloud gas as well. Alright, the armor. Able to clear that situation. That Hammerfall might actually be a decent option against those Behemoth Typhoons, but again, it is a very risky option, especially if the opponent has 50 meter. Now the pressure position once again, yeah, jump into jump D. Man. Shady coming out swinging here. Dova really has to get in the position where they have the pressure, get into that Garuda distance and get to mix Gold Lewis up. A smart RC here would have landed into the security bot. Plus frames after plus frames, man. Shady, the pressure is real. This is the distance where Gold Lewis is so dangerous. And Potemkin really doesn't have the tools to prevent Gold Lewis getting in that distance, right? Alright. Able to get a throw in. There we go. The pressure is on. It's time to guess. Yeah, as soon as that's exactly what Dova needs. Get in there, fire the gun, use the Garuda impact, and mix them up. Because look at this damage. This Buster is at least like more than third of Gold Lewis's health. Even though both these characters are very heavy characters, very high defense character, getting one Buster in, getting one hit in is gonna hit Gold Lewis very hard. But now Shady in the position that they enjoy so much. RC, get the big damage in, get the corner position. Ooh, very cool. Back and forth. Look at that damage. What is that damage, Gold Lewis? God damn. And Gold Lewis is very efficient at building risk as well. But wasn't unfortunately able to maintain the position. DovahChief was able to reduce Shady's life to very low amount earlier. And now coming back 1-1. Man, I feel like this matchup is gonna be so hecking explosive. Like both these characters, they really don't have the elaborate mix-up game that a lot of other characters such as Milia and others have. But man, when they knock you down, the raw rewards, the pressure and the risk reward is so scary to fight against. Oh, nice jab there. Nice uppercut from Shady, able to avoid the throw. The plus frames. Man, is that actually gonna be enough? That might be very close to a kill. No, opting to go. Oh! Perfect spacing from Shady with that minigun. I think Dova was... I forgot to check Dova's meter, but was obviously very concerned about the chip kill and opted to, instead of... I think, yeah, they must have had at least 50 meters, so opting, instead of spending all that FD on nullifying the chip kill of the minigun, just to go for a YRC, but there was too much disjoint that time. And look at that risk again! Couple of Behemoth Typhoons. If you don't FD that, Gold Lewis is gonna build so much risk on you so fast. Very nice. I feel like the way to get out of that Behemoth Typhoon pressure is to be patient, try to get in a distance where the Behemoth Typhoon is ultimately gonna whiff if you backwalk or respect, and then try to grasp the momentum after that. Is that enough? Not quite, but again, into the minigun. Nice jab, plus frames, and straight into the Behemoth Typhoon pressure once again, man. Very nice prediction there from Shady, jumping over the normal from Dova. Again, very nice reads there. I think DovahChief was gonna go for a throw once again, but Shady predicting it, getting the jab in. Ah, the hard read on the burst. Gets Shady another round, now 3. Yeah, just like the player said earlier about Gold Lewis being super oppressive character for Potemkin to deal with, I feel it. I so feel it so far. Because it's like, what do you do? It's like, even if you go airborne, even if you jump as a Potemkin, there's a really big chance that the Typhoon is still gonna tag you, or in best case scenario, force you back on the ground. And you're really not gonna improve your position much. Yeah, even the Mega Fist forward. Very minus on hit. And now Shady pushing Dova against the corner once again. Plus frames after plus frames, finds the hit. He has the super. And that's, yeah, especially the level 3 super. That was gonna be so much damage, even on Potemkin. Man, Shady blazing forward. Shady, one of those Finnish fighting game players to look out for. Not only a Guilty Gear player, but also one of the strongest Street Fighter players in Finland. I feel like Shady is one of those gamers that just plays every single fighting game out there. It's really the effort that Shady puts in fighting games. Oh, the armor wasn't enough that time, and now, ooh, nice. Use the 50 meter, get the hard knockdown and get him the position. This is exactly what DovahChief needs. But Shady able to slither their way out of that. Yeah, there it is. The hammer fall, very nice option against the single hitting behemoth typhoons. But again, Shady knows the RPS. If the behemoth typhoon collides with the armor and you have 50 meter, you can cancel out of that, be safe, or even punish Potemkin. 2 grabs in a row. Is that gonna be enough? Not quite. But one more. Being very patient. Shady doesn't have a lot of resources here. Does have the burst, and that was, I think, what DovahChief was baiting in the situation earlier. Oh no, the reversal here. The potential damage coming in. Oh, interesting play from Shady. What are you? What? Pokes into Gold Burst. I wonder if that was a miss input or if that was what Shady was actually going for. Nevertheless, no burst for Shady this round. Man, look at that damage. The single hits. Even if you don't combo Behemoth Typhoon into anything. And that thing guard crushes as well. It's that, like, the decision you make. Do you want to take the card crush, or do you want to, or rather, do you want to take the chip damage? If you choose to not FD those Behemoth Typhoons, they're slowly gonna deal a lot of damage. They're gonna chip you down. But on the other hand, if you choose to FD, Gold Lewis is gonna be even more plus, and you're gonna lose a lot of meter. So pick your poison. And the round start 5B. Getting Shady this position again. It's like we've seen the same sequence over and over again. But what is there to do for DovahChief? They're not building much meter. They're having difficulties bettering their position as soon as Shady gets in. Yeah, I don't know, man. What are the options that you play? And now Shady. on 6? Well, that's one of the positions where you can definitely RPS. If you react to Goldluis jumping forward, you always have your anti-airs, you have your 6Ps like this, but if you're hyper-focused on the ground pressure, you probably are not gonna have the reactions to actually go for that fast 6P. Because as per usual, Goldluis's jump is kinda slow, but it comes down really fast. It's really a perfect jump arc to go for a really fast, like jump into jump D. Sort of like a reset your pressure with that jump. And it is one of the hardest things to react in the game. That normal jump, jump D. You basically have to press your 6P as soon as you see Goldluis leave the ground. And DovahChief living with that forward Mega Fist. But again, Shady still on set point. Has to do it again. Again, that 5P from the round start position. And here we go. Gold burst. DovahChief wanted to get out of that situation, but Shady just reading everything. How is that man? How is this man so good? Break the wall. Back to neutral. But what is the neutral gonna do here? Again, Behemoth Typhoon. Can't challenge the jump into another Behemoth Typhoon. Yeah, Behemoth Typhoon, the matchup, man. A really fast 6-1. Shady going there, doing what he needs to do. I don't know what Potemkin does here, really. But that is also a testament to how solid of a player Shady is. Man, I really want to start pitting Shady against some of like the heavy hitters of EU region. I really want to see what this man can do when put there back against the wall. All right, jumping on to the big heavy matchup of the evening. We got Carlos, Spanish May player, showing up for the first time for Bounty Hunters FT7, facing against a familiar face here, Elda, especially for players who have been following the European exert scene, especially Finnish scene. Elda, a very familiar face for those people. Now Elda has played this matchup before against Rygand, so should have a decent amount of matchup experience going into this. And as far as I can remember, when I was talking about the matchup with Elda, Elda did say that they came out of the whole experience with decent amount of matchup experience as well. So it's gonna be interesting to see how Elda now is able to put all of that knowledge in there and fighting against another May player. Alright, we have both players in the lobby. Prediction is on. The stakes are high. And we are ready to dive in. As far as I know, this matchup is probably slightly May favorite, but it is not one of those matchups that is completely hopeless for Potemkin. because Mei is sort of a even though Mei has a lot of very decent like mid-range, far-hitting, disjointed moves, Mei essentially is a bit of an infighter. So to get her effective game started, or the game started where you basically she goes by the basic strike throw mix-up game of Strive. You have these rushdown characters like Sol, like Giovanna, like Mei, who really deliver a lot of damage out of like close slashes, as well as the throw option. So, but on the other hand, playing against a character like Potemkin, you will probably alleviate to a little more. You will sort of shift your game plan into probably a little more control-oriented, because Potemkin does have his good ranges, does have his bad ranges, and Potemkin very prone to getting zoned out, so probably gonna see the Mei player not necessarily hard commit to going in all the time. Try to get a safe knockdown, and after Potemkin is knocked down, then go for your big strike throws instead. Alright, the Dolphin, tick throw. Ooh, misses the big confirm here. Oh, and the read from Elda! Back throwing into the corner. Here's the big RPS. Even despite the PRC, wasn't able to get the anti-air out, and now Carlos making Elda pay. The air throw, the RC is Elda is gonna burst here. Interesting. Was sitting on 1 round lead, but Elda saying, alright, I think I can take the game here. Nice, the far slash. Calling out the backdash after the Dolphin. But doesn't end up working out for Elda that time. Luckily, even if Elda used the burst here, was able to build a decent amount of burst back as well, so probably gonna have burst at some time before this round ends. Nice. Oh, into 5D. Double it up. Do the big damage. Nice flick from Elda. Yeah, sees the landing. Get the crab. Oh, PRC. Just to be safe. But now that was a very, very costly PRC from Carlos, and now here comes Elda. No meter to fight back, no burst to fight back either. Gets the hit into the buster. Elda getting the first round. Yeah, Guilty Gear historically such a meter management game. Using that meter on the PRC situation earlier and not being able to transition into pressure there really cost Carlos there. Not having YRC available for the last hit pressure situation. Wanted to burst out of that situation, but Carlos with the good bait. Ooh, interesting. Elda going for a big hard read here was probably... That might have been a read against Dolphins as well as jumps. Carlos has been going for those up Dolphins, so maybe trying to catch one of those. Nice! Jumps into an instant block. It's kind of cool. A tool that was utilized a lot in the past really works in this game as well. Although it is a little, the situation afterwards is a little bit different. When you IB in the air, it essentially eliminates your landing recovery. Because generally when you block something in the air, you're gonna be put into like, I can't remember exactly how many frames, but like around 12 frames of landing recovery. You're gonna skip past all that landing recovery if you manage to land an IB in the air. So IBing in the air still a very decent option, even if it doesn't get you guaranteed air throws like in old Guilty Gears. Careful neutraling. Oh, the armor. Oh, slide head. Able to get the knockdown for Elda. Here we go. Oh, that's cheeky. Reversal Dolphin. Carlos saying, oh, okay, bro, I think you're not close enough, so here's a dolphin, here's the mash. Ooh, baits the 2D, sorry, the 2 heavy. With a back jump. And gonna score out here, or cash out. Very nice. Words, English, hello, QK. Very nice presence of mind there, seeing that he had the kill. The strike throw once again, Elda. Very good read there, respecting on the frame trap option. Man, Elda's such a patient player. Very methodical, very hardworking and very patient. And you can really see it in his playstyle when he plays as well. Nice whip punish on the 5D. PRC drift forward to keep the momentum, baits the burst and gets the round. Elda! And really the player profile of Elda really sort of dictating the pace here. The rounds are surprisingly slow for both these players, for both these characters being very explosive. It's like Elda's playing very patient, very methodical, sort of forcing Carlos into a situation where they just can't do what they want willy-nilly. Yeah, look at that. Always ready to whiff punish, always ready to take advantage of whiffed buttons. Look at that once again, the 5 heavy whiff punish. Man, catches with the buster on landing. You can really see the matchup knowledge here on Elda's side. Oh, the dick throw situation, scoring 50% damage. Frame trapping into the flick. Not a big deal, not a huge deal. Big anti-air here, nice. Gets the combos, which is the... Oh, drops the conversion though. But we do have Elda in the corner though. Nice down. Oh, doesn't quite manage to punish. 6P, switch the positions. Carlos being very respectful on his defense. Elda sees the up dolphin. Close slash forcing Carlos to fire that burst, but the damage has been already done. 1-2D. And Elda takes third game in a row here. God damn. It just feels like Carlos hasn't been able to mount any relevant big offense so far. They are able to land hits here and there, but as soon as it's time to pressure, Elda's just staying so tight. Once again, RC. Yeah, good YRC. Gets out of the pressure situation, but doesn't get out of the corner. And again, Elda just waiting for Carlos to make a move. Gets a good 6P to finish the round up. That's a very meaty Garuda. Can't jump out of that one. You can make like Garuda into Garuda. If you hit like with the last active frames of Garuda, you can pretty much almost make that airtight. There's a lot of playroom with how you use Garuda on your own Oki. Depending on you can basically manually choose how much frame advantage you want. But there's also a little bit of RPS in terms of like if you go for the meatiest possible Garuda, that opens up the possibility of the opponent backdashing out. But then again, if you choose to go for a not so meaty Garuda, then the active frames can definitely call out that backdash. And on the other hand here, if you're super point blank, what Carlos just did there is probably the best option to get out of that Garuda RPS. If you can burst, you see the Garuda coming, do it. That's like that's the biggest bang for your buck in this matchup, honestly. Because being put in that Garuda RPS situation is such a fucked up situation, to be honest. Like, when you're playing against Potemkin, that's probably your #1 priority. Avoiding the Garuda RPS as much as possible, because let's be honest, that's basically Potemkin's win condition. Alright. Get the counter hit Dolphin into overhead kiss. $3K, make it safe, use the RPS. Ooh, interesting. Going with the 5D. Carlos has been hitting those. Ooh, that's unfortunate. I feel like there might have been actually a kill there. The missing the finishing touch, and now Elda into the super conversion. Can Heavenly break the wall? I guess we're gonna see here. Oh yeah, Heavenly, I think Heavenly takes you like mid-screen, no matter where you land it, so. Not gonna get the wall break here, and the Dolphin into Dolphin. Puts Carlos finally on board. Alright, we've had a couple of matches to adapt, and Carlos able to observe what kind of a player we're dealing with. What kind of things work, what kind of things don't work. Carlos has been finding a lot of success now on the last couple of rounds with the modified timing of the Dolphins. Like it's really no surprise probably to anyone that May is gonna Dolphin at some point, but it is the timing. It is the timing that's gonna make a big difference. And look at that again! Walking forward, walking backwards, waiting for Elda to make a move, and then firing the 5 heavy, getting the big counter hit. Carlos is shifting up the gears. The Dolphin RPS. Oh, that's a big counter hit. It's gonna go into some very decent damage. Misses the combo though, unfortunately. Potemkin is kinda heavy, on the heavier side of things. Gold Burst, yeah, sorry, not Gold Burst. YRC does put you in a thick throw mix-up. And May, one of those characters who can very effectively take advantage of that frame advantage and go for the thick throw. Nice drifting. Oh no! Drifted with the BRC out of that Garuda situation, but the Garuda reaches so far. Here comes Elda. What's it gonna be? Forced to block that close slash because it was already going active. Oh man, yeah. Close slash, very plus from Potemkin. I think it's like +3 or even more. One of those really good close slashes that can set up that that strike throw. And honestly, you would expect him to have that, being the big grappler in the game. But it's fucked up because it's like you don't necessarily even need the close slash most of the time, or you don't have to utilize the close slash most of the time because you even have a better option than that. You do have the Garuda. Alright, here's the pressure from Carlos. Manages to land a hit, but not the conversion. Still working with the corner position. The RPS backdashing out of that minus S-Dolphin. Even though the S-Dolphin on block slightly minus, it's not minus enough for a lot of characters to be able to do anything afterwards. It is a very active RPS situation. Now, Elda looking for the last hit. The back jump, baiting the 2 heavy, and manages to land the 5 heavy, far-reaching full-screen poke afterwards. Slapping Carlos out of that Dolphin startup. Man, that the 5 heavy full screen from Potemkin doesn't really lead into much. But Elda has managed to land it so consistently in footsie situations. And has been challenging, especially those Dolphins from May, pretty actively with that button. And when you have a tool that can actually do that consistently, you would very much like to use it. Like Dolphin at neutral is not the easiest thing for anyone basically to challenge. It is basically like it's kind of like a Blanca ball. Is as long as you have a hitbox out, your active hitbox should beat it, but it is so fast, and it doesn't have that bad of a hurt box either. So it is even though you can challenge it, it's not the easiest thing in the world to challenge. And the reward as well for getting counter hit out of that horizontal dolphin is massive. Ooh, into the grab. And now with the 50 meter, what are we gonna do? Spaces it perfectly. Oh no, Carlos in trouble. The strike throw. Doesn't manage to jump out of the buster. And now Elda on 6. Yeah, you're a little late here for the Radune matchup. Alright, what's Carlos's English, hello, adjustment gonna be here? QK brain, now loading. Man, that was, again, 10 seconds and a round for Elda. Set point. Man, how is Elda so hecking clean? Guess that matchup against Raigen really did a number on his May matchup knowledge, because Elda's just blazing forward. Really good read here from Carlos though. Misses the punish, however. Very nice, threading the needle with punishing that 5 heavy. Again, even though that 5 heavy is low, look at that! Using his own 5 heavy to counter poke it. Finally finding the tools that he needs for the RPS, but I wonder if that's a little too late. Still alive though. However, we can't make a mistake. Carlos really needs to play the game of his life here. And not just once, but 6 times in a row. Here comes Elda with the corner pressure. Nice, jump heavy on the way down, but Elda is ever so vigilant. This time doesn't manage to space that Garuda quite perfectly. Carlos able to get a burst out of that, but the strike throw, what's it gonna be? Into. Nice, manages to defuse the situation. That's a very big win into 5D. Man, Elda hasn't been very awake for those overheads. And that could be one of those things that Carlos is able to get enough value to come out of this matchup, but no, Elda just finds the hit and that's it. Man, Elda. That's honestly one of the best English, hello. One of the best performances I've ever seen from Elda before. I mean, it was a matchup that he's been labbing quite a bit. And Elda is one of those players that puts in the effort, puts in the work. Every time he has a matchup coming, you can be very sure that they've been labbing.